Good morning, first grade. How are you today? Today, we are going to draw some things that begin with the 8th letter of the alphabet. The sound it makes is H, and its name is H. First, let's find our feet on the earth. Ooh. These slippers are made of honey. They're nice and sticky and help hold your feet in place. Can you imagine having honey slippers? Wow. We would be licking our feet all day. And where I grew up, there was lots of honeysuckle. Those are beautiful flowers with one drop of nectar that tastes like honey. So let's have a crown of honeysuckle. And on your finger is a ring with a heart. Perhaps it's heart-shaped quartz. Now that we're ready, I'm going to show you my paper. Let's start with our lemon yellow. Let's make that earth. Let's make the earth with some hills. And then we can switch to our blue and bring in the grass on those hills. And let's switch to our green and deepen the beautiful color. The grass. Very nice. We'll make one hill standing up out from the others. For high on that hill, we are going to put a house. Now, let's see. Brown. Take your brown block crayon. Let's make a house. Let's make 2 walls. Very nice. Now, we'll make an upstairs and a downstairs. Oh, look. House. I made the letter H in my house. We'll give it a roof. And then let's switch to our block crayon. We can give the house some windows. And a door. And perhaps some more windows. let's give that some walls so we're not peeking through the house. Very nice. Oops. Not too hard there. We'll give it a little chimney. I'm going to give my door a doorknob. And out of my chimney, I will have some smoke coming. Nice. Let's see. Anything else I'm going to add to my house? I'll think about it. Maybe I'll come back a little later. Now, there is a lovely flower. There are actually many lovely flowers that begin with a h sound. But there's one that I'm thinking of. I don't think it grows here, but it used to grow where I grew up, called hyacinth. And so let's make some beautiful hyacinth bushes or stalks. Make a little patch of hyacinth. And let's take our purple after you've made some stalks. Hyacinths have these lovely little flowers. They're not quite stars, but they almost look like they're stars. And there's lots of them on each stalk. So I'm making as if a little star hyacinth. Very nice. Well, I think we should try to make Miss Falcon's favorite thing to make in a drawing, which is a tree. For in that tree is a beehive, and in that hive is some honey. So over here, let's make the tree, for we have something else to put here. Some of you might have been listening to Winnie the Pooh, read by Miss Falcone lately. If you have not, that's okay. Maybe you will this summer. So now I have some branches in my tree. Excuse me. And now I'm going to add a beehive, or as we say, oh, it's a song line, a hive for the honeybee. It's actually a poem. A hive for the honeybee. We will have the honeybee hive. And you can take your golden stick, your lemon yellow stick to make this beehive. Very nice. And if you'd like, you may make a bee. For what is a beehive without a bee? Now, once you've done that, let's give the tree some green leaves. I suppose we could make it heavy with fruit, but that is up to you. All right, so now we have our hive. our hill, our house, our hyacinth. Oh, what we need is a hedgehog. Let's see, I think a good place for the hedgehog is down over here. Near the house, but not too near. Let's see now, hedgehogs have a little face, a little pointy nose, and a very spiky back. So we can make our spikes just like this. I had some hedgehog stories I wanted to tell you this year that I have not yet. They will just have to wait for next year. That's okay. We have plenty of time to tell hedgehog stories. There. Now I have a hedgehog. It's very pokey. Now, I told you earlier this year a story about a girl who had no brothers or sisters, but she wanted to play with the children in the street. So her mother dressed her up as a boy so she could go out and play. And the princess of the kingdom just happens to get lost and shows up at her door. And the mother and the daughter take her in, and she lives with them for some time. And then the king says, I have lost my daughter. Can you help me? And the mother and daughter think, perhaps this is the king's daughter. And sure enough, it is the princess. And so the girl rides with the princess, dressed as, the girl is dressed as a boy, and she rides back on the horse with the princess to the kingdom. And the horse is a special horse named Lulazar. And the king gives her to the girl as a reward. But the king thinks the girl is a boy. Do you remember that story? Yes, that was quite a story. Lulazar helps that princess. Let's draw a horse, shall we? Lulazar helps the girl, not the princess. Kind of the princess, too. All right, horse. Now, if a horse feels too complicated, you don't have to draw a horse. There are other things that you could draw. I'm going to try to draw a horse. Now, a horse, I'm going to start with my block and then I'll switch to my stick. The horse has a head. You have a head too. And the horse has a long nose. So we'll come back to that with more detail in a bit. I'm bringing down the neck of the horse. Now, interesting enough, let's see. Horses' legs do a little different thing than people legs. So when we're drawing a horse, I'm going to make my legs, they go back and then forward like that. So we'll learn more about how to draw a horse when we are in 4th grade. Or maybe even before that, if you really want to. So I'm bringing my legs down here. Nice, this horse might be running. Let's see. Lulazar was a very swift horse. She took that princess. Not the princess, she took the girl many places. To the sea, to find her brother. to the mother of the devils. Do you remember that? They had quite the adventures. There. Now I have a horse. And my horse needs a tail and a mane. Lulazar was a beautiful gray horse. My horse is brown. That's okay. And she needs ears. Ears to the horse. Mane flowing in the wind. And the tail. Nice. I have a house, a hedgehog, a hyacinth, a horse, a hive. What else would you like to add to your drawing that begins with H? Go ahead and add anything that you would like that begins with a H. And then, when you're finished, add your beautiful blue sky. I wonder whose house is that? It could be the house of Hansel and Gretel, perhaps before they go see the witch in the woods. They don't really go see her on purpose. They see her by accident. But nonetheless, they run into the witch in the woods. Or perhaps you could make it the witch's house and fill it with candy. What else can you think of? Words that begin with H. I could think of one. You still could make a hot sun. We could make it hot outside. And there's a weather that begins with H. That's not hot. That does too. This one, it's kind of like snow, but it's not snow. It's ice. And sometimes it even happens in the summer. Little pellets of ice rain down. It's called hail. Has that ever happened to you before? It happened at school one time when I was there before school started. And maybe just one person was there. I think Liza was there. A hat. You could add a hat on your horse's head. Or blowing in the wind, like Conrad's hat. Remember, he was the goose boy. One time we drew this. Our hand, that's right. Sometimes as a class, we go on field trips and we do this thing. Hike, that's right. What else can you think of? I'll see you next time. Thanks for drawing with me.